Okay, so the trailer for The Last of Us Episode 3 is now out, and throughout this video, we're going to be breaking down the new look. So far, the show has given us an in-depth look at some of the characters that we briefly got to meet in the game, and this extra development has really helped the audience see who these people are. For example, Episode 1 had a whole day in the life of Sarah, and it seems like Episode 3 is going to be fleshing out way more than what we got in the source material. Originally we met Bill and Lincoln, and it was only after moving through the town that we discovered what happened to Frank. In this video, we've got a lot to talk about involving that, but big spoiler warning if you haven't played the game and don't want to know what happens. If you enjoy the video, please hit the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe for breakdowns like this every day. With that out of the way, thank you for clicking this, now let's get into the video.
Not today, you New World Order jackboot.
My name's Frank.
Here's the thing, Frank. If I feed you, then every bum you talk to about it is gonna show up here looking for a free lunch. And this is not an Arby's.
Well, Arby's didn't have free lunch, it was a restaurant.
Sooner or later, there'll be raiders. They'll come at night, quiet and armed.
Call Joel. We'll be fine.
Now the new look opens with Bill sat in front of some CCTV monitors. In the game, you arrived in Lincoln to find it completely abandoned by humanity, and all that was left was Bill, who guarded over the town. He'd set up traps throughout it, and after saving you from one of them, you went to his home in the church. He said that there'd been a military caravan that had crashed in the town recently, and you made your way out to it in order to steal a truck battery. Here you found that it had already been taken, and with the infected swarming you, you were forced into a school. After beating a bloater, you made it to the other side and travelled through the neighbourhood, which is when you came across Frank. Turns out that he and Bill had been lovers, but after a while, Frank got to the point where he couldn't stand him, and thus he made a break for it when the caravan crashed. Unfortunately, he got bit along the way, and he ended it all after leaving Bill a note saying how much he hated him. Now, you were able to use the truck he'd hooked the battery up to and drive out to Pittsburgh, which I'm guessing it was where the episode's going to end, and that'll be setting up things for episode 4. This entry itself seems to be detailing Bill's time in the 20 years after the outbreak happened, and also his relationship with Frank. Now on the screens that Bill's watching, we can catch a group of people and also Federal soldiers. My guess is that the whole town leaves, and this is when Bill can set it up as his home, free from the control of others. Love the old PC we can catch to the right, and this seems like it's running Windows 2000. I did Google if it was Windows XP, but as we don't get those luscious green hills and blue sky and just this plain blue background, that's Windows 2000, mate. We got that right at least. Now he says, not today, you New World Order jackboots, and it seems like he might even be a conspiracy theorist that thinks the government's unleashed the cordyceps. We've of course just lived through something similar, and every time I logged into Facebook in 2020 and 2021, my uncle, he was saying something like this. Now we see him basically doing a Tony Stark and welding away, which is when a trap is sprung and we meet Frank. If you watch The White Lotus, then you probably instantly recognise this guy, and this is Murray Bartlett, who plays Armin in that show. Now I also think that casting Nick Offerman is genius, and he suits being Bill down to a T. The guy looks exactly like how he does in the game, and they even have a belt of shotgun bullets that he wears over his shoulder. Bill's one of the most interesting characters in the first game, but we actually learn very little about him. It's very much a closed book, and in some ways he does mirror Joel. Both end up looking after someone that they initially don't want to, and they see just how heartbreaking that can be. Now intercut with this is shots of Bill eating on his own. We catch him pulling a carrot out of a garden, and in the background we can see a white church. This is potentially where he's holed up at, and he's living a very solitary lifestyle, refusing to let people in, and this is what keeps him alive. However, he clearly lets Frank be close to him, and the two are pretty much opposites to each other that are gonna have to learn to get along. Frank is just a normal guy, whereas Bill is a doomsdayer that's prepared for every eventuality so that he can survive. I think their relationship is going to be fascinating to watch, and with the latter being a control freak, it's going to be interesting to see how the tension between them plays out. Now during this, we also see Ellie walking around a house. She's wearing the classic red t-shirt that she had in the game, and in a drawer she finds a gun and a letter. It's possible that this letter was the one left behind by Frank, and this would build upon what we talked about earlier. Now the gun is also the one that she uses throughout the game, and it's based on a Beretta 70 series. Originally, she didn't get this until much later on, and she picked it up at the hotel when Joel was being attacked. Joel had forbidden her from having weapons, but after she saved his life, he decided to trust her more. Now we then cut to Joel warning Bill that raiders will be there soon. In the game, he said that he'd never actually been to Lincoln himself, and going out there with Ellie was an act of desperation. This was because of Tessa's death, but it seems like she's coming back, as we can actually see her in the background standing around with Frank. By she's coming back, I mean Anna Torv, the actress is, and this is obviously going to be a flashback, kind of showing how they met over the years. I'm guessing that they'll pop up throughout the episode, showing their meetings, and they of course had this whole thing with the radio set up in episode 1, so we'll probably see something along those lines. Now this prediction of the raiders comes to pass, and we see people attempting to swarm the fences. Bill's trap sets off and it burns them, but it seems like something bad goes down and he ends up telling Frank to call Joel. Episode 1 of course ended with 80s music playing on the radio, and this signified danger. Now from here we cut to Joel and Ellie on the road, probably making their way out to him. They pass some corpses in the road, and you'd often stumble across these when you are making your way through the game. One of them looks like a kid, and it shows just how dangerous that the world is now. Now from here we get a shot of a truck ramming through a fence, and we know from the other scenes of the trailer that this is Bill driving this. You also see Ellie opening up her knife and moving it near one of the infected's heads. This is a stalker that has started to go blind, and he's on his way to becoming a clicker due to the fungus growing out of his eye. With Ellie crouching down here, I'm guessing this guy is on the floor somewhere, and he might be stuck in one of Bill's traps. I was thinking for a second that he might not actually be attacking Ellie due to her already being infected, but this would kind of break the rules of the game. The clicker in episode 2 of course attacked her, and there was that one that gave Tess the kiss of death, so I doubt that they're that aware that they won't just attack someone if they've already been infected. Anyway, I think it's probably in a Bill trap that they come across at some point in the episode. Now the trailer ends with Bill reassuring Joel that they'll be fine, but whether this is true or not remains to be seen. He looks pretty out of it when he tells Frank to contact Joel, and I think he'd only do this in dire circumstances. Now Lincoln was a part of the game where you never actually fought against any humans. It was swarming with infected, but as for raiders and the like, these were completely absent. Therefore, Bill might not have been as prepared for this, and this is why he ends up getting Frank to get Joel. The radio message at the end of episode 1 also teases that, and I'd of course love to hear your thoughts and theories for the episode next week. Anyway, huge thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'd like to apologise for calling the infection a virus in episode 2 breakdown. Everyone's going a bit angry, and I'm really sorry. I hate making mistakes like that, especially because I've got to go back and be I wish I could fix it. So yeah, thanks to everyone who corrected me on that, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. We are running a competition right now as well, and giving away Wakanda Forever to 3 subscribers on the 15th of February, and all you have to do to be on the chance of winning is like the video, make sure you subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on the episode. We pick the comments at random at the end of the month, and the winners of the last one are on screen right now, so if that's you, then message me on Twitter at HeavySpoilers. If you haven't watched our episode 2 breakdown, then that'll be linked on screen right now, and hopefully I'll see you over there right after this. Just ignore the virus remarks. Anyway, with that out of the way, thanks for sitting through the video. I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.